Hey, greetings, it's Phoenix coming at you, and today we are going to talk about the elements, 4 elements, in relation to the astrological signs and how to quickly assess or summarize an individual's external nature based on the element of their sign. So let's get started. There are 4 basic elements you need to know: earth, water, fire, and air. And within the zodiac, we're going to use the 12-sign zodiac. I know there's debate as to the 13th sign, but that's beyond the scope for this level. Within those 12 signs, you can divide it up into those 4 elements, okay, with 3 signs, each falling in a corresponding element. So let's start with the earth signs. Here you'll have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Then you have water signs, and here you'll have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Then we have fire signs. Here we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and under the air signs you have Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. When an element is healthy and balanced, it tends to operate in a benevolent fashion, okay? And for example, with Earth, the Earth is stable. It's what we build on. It's our foundation. It provides us with everything that we could possibly need to survive. And rightly so, the earth element is associated with our root chakra, our Muladhara chakra, which is our basic survival abilities. People with a lot of earth energy in their astrological signs, especially their sun sign, and if that's reinforced throughout their chart, will tend to be reliable. They will have a very stable household. There will be rules. There's going to be some order involved here. Okay, there's no chaos going on with kids running everywhere and people not knowing what's happening. No. When an earth sign person says to you, no, I'm going to be here at this day at a certain time, you can count on it. Their word is good. Very stable, very reliable. Okay, these people will they will provide the shelter, they will provide the basic building blocks of what you need to get going on your journey. Next we come to water. These people tend to be very emotive. If the water sign is reinforced strongly enough in their chart, then you will see signs of empathy as well. It changes a little bit, Pisces being more empathic, Scorpio being keenly psychic, but it's all very much within the realm of feeling and the imagination and knowing things, walking between worlds per se. And here again, this element is associated with the next chakra coming up, which is Svadhisthana, or the sacral chakra. And that in itself has a planetary association to the moon. So dream work, those things not seen in broad daylight, mystery, secrets. Okay? Then moving up to fire, we're going to see a lot of heat. Obviously, that's the first word that comes to my mind is heat. What does fire do? Well, fire brings light. It brings light. It lights things up. It also heats things up. And as a result, when it has touched something, that something is transformed. It will never be the same again after fire gets through with it, right? Never be the same again. So they are essentially the enthusiasts, the motivators, the energy behind certain projects, behind most projects. You've got to have some fire energy in order to get something off the ground, to get things moving, to get things going. And that element is associated with the solar plexus or the solar chakra. Here again, the planetary association is the sun, right? Now again, these are just some general associations with the signs when they're healthy and they're balanced. Air signs. Here we've got, who do we have? What did I mention? I said we had Aquarius. These are near genius, really far-reaching visionaries who can see what the collective consciousness of humanity is doing and where it needs to be going. So you'll find these people are very innovative. right? They can tend to be compassionate as well for humanity because they really get the whole global us concept better than anybody else. Then you have your Geminis and your Libras. Here we're talking about thought. Again, it's all very intellectual, and these people will be very good with words, especially the spoken word. They'll be very good with the spoken word. They can think fast on their feet. They're great in an argument. They tend to be able to, if they're balanced, see both sides of the issue. Okay? They are like a breath of fresh air sometimes when you need to get a new idea. You need to let go of outmoded crap and bring in the winds. They also help to bring in change based on changing of thoughts and beliefs. So with that being said, sometimes you'll find that different elements work better together on the outset. Okay? It's one of the reasons why astrology can help you see how you'll harmonize or conflict with another person based on like elementary natures. A lot of people will say, well, this is my sun sign. You know, what if I'm a Sagittarius and I'm dating a Scorpio? Is this going to work out? These are just our sun signs. This is what we are externally projecting, okay? And on a general level, it will happen to be that your sun sign will have more harmony with certain other elements and not work as well with the remaining ones. So, for example, what happens when fire meets air? When a fire sign meets an air sign? It's interesting because then you're going to have like that heat affecting the intellect. Here you could have very heated, passionate debates. You could have a real challenging of dogma of the status quo, and it will all be very intellectual, and it will be very stimulated. It'll be very passionate, and you'll get into it, and you'll really feel what it is, you know, that the issue is about. So it can be a very stimulating, those people can be very stimulating towards one another when they're together. The air sign can also give the fire enough space to really, you know, shine bright. And so in doing that, again, the energy can be very pleasant. It can be very pleasant. Again, it depends on whether or not those elements are balanced and healthy. Fire and water signs are interesting. In a positive sense here, we could see how these two could blend, and you could end up with something nice like steam. And who doesn't like a nice steam shower every now and then, right? Really nice. It's moist, it helps clean out your skin, and you know, you feel all detoxed afterwards. So that's a positive interaction between them. However, generally speaking, fire tends to be dampened by too much water, right? There again, it could manifest itself into something pleasant like a hot spring if things are balanced well. But generally speaking, if you're a fire sign, you will not necessarily be attracted to a water sign for a long period of time. Earth, fire and earth. Fire tends to make the earth element a little uncomfortable because it is a faster element, and earth requires and likes stability. When it moves, of course, when earth is forced by lava or heat or fire to move, you end up with a volcano, an eruption, right? And other times, the activity of water per se or whatever will cause the earth to erupt into an earthquake. And although there are positive things that can come out of these, you know, like, any area that's had volcanic activity, tends to be highly fertile and comes back with an amazing, beautiful, intense nature about it. As well, we get all sorts of good things from the lava rock. So there are good things about it, right? Earthquakes, however, just seem to be very, very destructive. Can't really think of a positive for that one. And so that just kind of goes to tell you about how earth signs value their stability. They need the stability. When a water sign goes to find to pair bond or to have relationships, because of their extremely emotional nature, they tend to be quite sensitive. Okay, they tend to be quite sensitive. And what that turns around for them to mean is that sometimes the fire signs are known to be very blunt and direct. So they can get their feelings hurt easily by a fire sign. Fire signs are not known for their diplomacy, per se. They come in and, again, when it's balanced, it's a beautiful light, bright light that lights up the darkness and provides heat, and it's wonderful. However, think of fire when it's saturated or it's out of control, and then you'll have a wild forest fire. And it's like, oh, it's just supposed to burn this little patch right here, right, to renew it. But now it's like out of control and it's all over the place. And that's what a fire sign who is unbalanced will demonstrate, is that they literally will just burn down everything in their path. And even to the extent where they can even burn themselves out. And physically, they'll get symptoms like inflammation, arthritis, anything where there's a depletion of water and just been way too much heat. Water signs, you'll tend to see them become afflicted if their energies are not well balanced with a lot of emotional troubles. And they can really suffer under the weight of their emotions and get pulled in or dragged in underneath them to the point where they are very depressed, emotionally vamping too. Like, you just come away from them feeling, oh God, really? That was so draining. And a negative or a less than positive manifestation would be comparing it to like floods, right? Floods or even hurricanes. Depends. The flood I kind of think of when water people have repressed a lot of emotions for a long time and even had harbored really bad memories in there, to the point where one day they can't hold it back anymore and bam, and it comes flooding through. And when water floods, when a flood hits, I mean, think about it, it covers the earth and it dredges up everything. It dredges up everything. And that's what it's like too, to see a water person who has literally just flooded themselves or flooded their environment with their energy in an uncontrolled fashion. They'll bring up stuff from way, way back that you thought was gone and done, but no, baby, now it's a ghost, and here it is in front of us. Yep. And or like a hurricane, actually, you know what? A hurricane is more of like the water, earth combined, or water and air combined. A better example. I'll be right back.